All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Board of Adjustment, September 25th, 2012 meeting. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call of members. I'm Brad Walker, Chairman. Mr. Jim Cecil.
Present.
Ms. Kathy Desider.
Present.
Mr. Bill Lee.
Present.
Mr. Willie Robinson.
Present.
Okay. Mr. Steve McGowan is not here. Mr. Mike Bro's not here. All right, and open it up for public comment period. If you're here to see something about or talk about something on the agenda, please wait for that agenda item to come up. If you'd like to say anything about the Board of Adjustments, please come up forward, and you got 3 minutes. Okay, closing public comment period. Do I hear the acceptance of minutes of July 24th, 2012 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Bill Lee to approve as written. Seconded by Miss Kathy Desider. All those in favor?
Aye.
I hear a motion to accept the written decisions of July 24th, 2012.
Sure. I'll do that.
All right. Got a motion by Mr. Bill Lee to accept as the written decisions of July 24th as written, and a second by Miss Kathy Desider. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're going to start with the variances. Just to let everybody in the room know, variance number 2262.12 for lot A-4 for Rebecca Riley Properties for Rebecca Riley has been canceled. It has been withdrawn by the applicant, so we will not be hearing that one tonight. Okay, we're going to start off with our first zoning review ID, 2255.12, track A-2-A of the Royal Paul Miller property for Lion Hunter, located on the south side of Ridge Road, approximately 2,000 feet west of LA 928. Is anybody here to represent this variance?
Ellen Jackson with McLean and Associates, representing Mr. Lion Hunter, asking for a variance of 15 feet for the frontage of tract A2 B1A.
Okay. 25 feet.
Repeat that number again.
Oh, 25 feet frontage, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why is the variance being requested?
It is being requested, originally the way the map is drawn, he was going to keep, he was going to put this, the other half in with the part where the barn is, and since then he's became ill, so he needs to sell that middle piece, and in order for him to separate his property from his partner, he would have to, this is the only frontage for that lot.
Do I have any questions from board members? Because I'm still trying to figure out which property is which. Where are you seeing A2A?
A1A?
I see A1A, but
Which
on
map do you have?
the zoning map is A2A, so you have to find A2A.
Do you have this map?
Oh, A2A is a long track? Right.
A2A is the whole track.
The whole track.
Okay, I have that one, and then we have another one.
What map do they have?
Track A2A is the second map.
Right.
File number 6597773.
Okay, and how are you splitting it now? We have A2A, which is this whole tract.
Okay. I was looking at the other map. Well, this is the way.
There you
No. Okay. A2A exists along here, goes around here, comes all around here, and goes, this whole piece like this.
Okay.
go. Okay.
So he and his partner own this together. They're trying to divide the property in half, which will split the line, like this. This only has frontage of 75 feet. Originally, we were going to include this in with this, which it would have had frontage over here for 100 feet. He has become very ill, so he needs to sell this portion to help pay for medical bills. So we are asking for a variance of 25 feet, so this lot will front right here with the 75 feet instead of right here.
Well, how is that lot going through that road? Why wouldn't there be servitude for that road right there? Hunter Lane?
Hunter Lane.
Hunter Lane is for this lot.
But Hunter Lane is just going to the lot you just talked about.
It is, because it's fronting, it's the frontage for this lot right here. It's a servitude of passage statement, So Hunter Lane stops here, but it's solely to access this lot.
And that lot's owned by somebody else? Or is that being created with this?
Dividing these two lots. And this property is already sold today.
Okay. Well, he tells me now he sold this lot right here, so, and somebody else is living here.
Okay.
That's why we're asking for a variance to front the remaining of his property so that he can acquire it, so that his partner can have her half and he can have his.
You'll have
Well, wait,
75.
now you tell me it's sold, but it's still a part of this that we're doing.
Because originally we were going to put this in with this before he found out he was sick and had to sell this lot to pay for his medical bills.
Okay, he sold
So-
the lot that has the barn on it?
Yes.
Okay, so that lot's been sold. And he's looking to sell the one that's marked B1?
No.
A2, B2. A2, B2, yeah.
But according to this map, though,
To this one. And it's
Okay.
gonna go all the way to the front. You see how this is connected off
Right.
and it says B1? That's what I'm asking.
B1 is not a part, that's another owner.
Yeah, they're not asking about this, they're asking about this piece of property right here. This all has been sold. Originally, she did
So
say.
how's this gonna front on Ridge Road?
Do you see the
Hunter
75
Lane.
feet?
75 foot, right here.
This is Ridge Road here, this is Hunter Lane.
why all of a sudden the cutout on where it says A2A1 to the left? Why are you cutting it out and going back down to 40 feet?
Because it's a little low area there,
Okay.
and he just wanted to go around that.
Okay.
Because that's the portion that he's getting. And they both agreed, for him to go around that little low spot right there.
Why the change from 75 to 100 on that one corner that y'all asking for the variance?
Because that 75 foot exists,
That's all what's left.
yeah. He has 75 foot on that side, and it wrapped around this property and had 100 foot on the other. So the part that has the 100 foot, his partner is getting that. He wants to keep the other half. It doesn't have 100 foot of frontage. That's why he's asking for a variance.
What's the size of the lot?
Which lots?
The two lots?
Well, I mean, the part where you're asking for the variance is like, it's 14.787.
Okay.
And A2, A1 would have 13.787.
So it's 13 for this one side and about 13 on the other side?
13, 14.
I have no idea because this doesn't look, where is this connected here?
I know.
To show that this was sold.
Well, he just sold it today, so he will be selling from the previous map. If this variance is granted, there will be another map that will not include the part with the barn.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just all trying to get this straight. On this second map, what you have labeled A2, B2 is what you're asking for the variance on.
A2, B1, yeah. A2,
Wait,
it will be
B1
called,
or B2?
on this map, it's called A2, B1A.
Okay.
With the barn, with the barn.
But
Yeah,
that
with the barn.
has the barn.
Excuse me.
Is that the property that he has sold?
He sold A2B1. A2B1A does not exist.
Gotcha.
So if you grant this variance, you will be granting a variance for the north portion of A2A, which I can tell you what the designation would be. If you want to give it a designation, it will be called A2A2.
Seems like there's no harm done.
And what is the... Okay.
So what you're trying to create isn't even on this map. It's part of the map. So there is no map showing us what you're actually trying to divide.
We cannot really produce a map without it getting a variance.
I can.
Well, I realize that, but what I'm asking is a lot of times it's drawn on there. That's why. And that would have made it a lot
Could you help us
clearer.
out here?
Sure, yeah. The first map is basically how it is now. The first map that's in there that shows Hunter Lane and shows A2B1. The last map is pretty much like it, but they didn't show that top line going across that tract. So that where that existing 12-foot utility servitude is on the last map, that proposed map, there would be a dark line shown across there. And that's, so tract A2B1A is not the whole tract that's showing that comes back to Ridge Road showing the 75 feet. That lot's going to come straight across like it is on the first map with that 100 feet of frontage going down Hunter Lane. So with that being stated,
Oh, okay.
that top lot is going to have, well, if it's going to be created like it is on this map, it would have frontage of 75 feet on that
Okay.
on that road, and then that bottom one shows 100 feet of frontage on that bottom lot, which is a lot, well, proposed tract A2A1.
Okay.
So A2B1 right now is 5.653 acres,
That's correct, yes ma'am.
and it's 175 feet wide?
No, it's only going to have a frontage of 100 feet, which
No,
comes
I'm
back.
asking right now, is there 175 feet
No,
of frontage to Hunter Lane?
no ma'am, there's only 100 feet of frontage.
Not
Okay,
100 because it cuts back.
Yeah,
So
well,
100
it goes
feet down in
past,
front.
yeah, it goes past the building line and then
Tell them to look at the
shoots up.
screen. It's
Little
in
section
orange.
right here.
Why wouldn't they have frontage on Hunter Lane? Considered on Hunter
Because
Lane?
what happened is that that lot A2, B2 does not have frontage. That's his access to get to that track, to the back by a family partition. See the track in the back? That's an acre in size, 1.0009. A2, B2. That's the access that track has, Hunter Lane.
Right, but that always has to be a road, though. Why wouldn't the other two that you're creating here have that same access from
Because
that road?
that tract does not have frontage. That top lot, it was excluded at that time when they drew that top line. So this lot was a big horseshoe lot. That's basically what it is. It has 100 foot of frontage on the bottom side, on the south side, comes all the way around, makes a big horseshoe, and then it comes back to the northern part of 75 feet.
So is this lot gonna be fronting Hunter Lane?
No, ma'am. No
Okay.
lots would be fronting Hunter Lane.
The only thing is, it looks like me they're trying to get around being a subdivision. I mean, look how many lots you got here. Are we going around the subdivision just getting a variance? How many lots do you consider being a subdivision?
Any division of property is considered a subdivision.
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about according to the rules and regulations with curb and gutter and everything like that.
Yeah, it would, at that point, you know, all lots have to have frontage on a public road, so it meet the requirements.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you have to sell no lands to do, sell no lands to do that. To make everybody have frontage.
So what road is this gonna front, if it's not fronting Hunter Lane?
Ridge.
Well, how are you gonna get to Ridge if it's back here, like I'm
Well, no, they
assuming
just
it
put it out
is?
a driveway.
From the front to the back?
Yeah. So like,
And where are they getting that right
here's
away
a driveway right here. There's a driveway right here
Right at the
for the two different lots. You got a driveway that's gonna come here and a driveway that's gonna come here to access the two lots in the back.
What's staff's recommendation on that? Subdivided way action, what's happening? Wait, I do not. What one they sell off?
The what?
Sold this off, right?
Right.
Yeah, the sold like this.
Right,
From here, this.
right.
What I'm saying is they sold that off, but they didn't give, instead of giving right away to these here.
So the road goes through, but they
This
can't.
one and this one.
You know, same one right here, it didn't give access. When I give access to like this,
Can I say something?
Sure.
It's not like he wanted to sell this property. He sold it to pay his medical bills. He's
Right,
in the,
right.
and, you know, he wanted to keep all of it, then he would have had his frontage. And the reason why the map is not drawn, divided in half, is because he hadn't sold it at the time when we first submitted. And when he found out he was sick, this is what happened. We were on the agenda for last month, a storm. I mean, we didn't know we needed to actually draw another map.
Access is driveway here, driveway there. Access is gonna be for this one right here, but he owns this.
Sold.
So,
I sold.
is this what we're trying to create?
No, he's trying to create all of this and all of this. So what they're trying to create, they need a variance for this property to have access to
This side.
right here.
Okay.
All we're doing is basically
Just the 25 feet.
giving these the variance to
No wonder
access
this
that
has been
property.
so screwed up. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
So really, we're trying to give a variance for A2A.
Well, A2A is a whole lot, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it'll have a new number
It'll
when they
have
write
a,
a new
it'll
map.
be called A2A2.
Okay, and we're not dividing the track of A2A. It's gonna stay that big.
Yes.
With this.
With the 14
Like with this right here, yeah. It's gonna be
Well, no, what I'm asking is, we're just
Oh,
giving
here.
him the 75 feet up here.
Right.
They're not chopping this up.
No, that stays
Okay,
there.
But
that's what I wanted to know.
He's just showing here because today he sold it, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Well, no, this
today,
is the map for that he sold.
I know, but
See this right here? He sold A2B1, which incorporates
this,
section right
there,
here, like that.
that's what he sold.
Okay, so it doesn't include that.
No. But if we give a variance for here, this will front that access.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Very confusing,
This is the only way they can divide their property.
and it's fine, but, it's just confusing on the map. Because now we got all kinds of new numbers coming up, correct?
It was kind of confusing as to why people aren't, Hunter Lane wasn't made into a road that they could all have access from.
Well,
You only had one owner of the property.
it really didn't need for all the owners because they have the 100-foot frontage. So they don't have to share Hunter Lane. Except, you know, when this situation came up with him and his medical bills, I mean, that's the only other way.
That'd be the hard
That's-
part.
You good with it?
We'll see.
Okay,
Anybody else got any questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Give us a sec. We'll open up for public hearing. If anybody would like to say anything for or against this variance, please come sign in with Patrice, and you got 3 minutes.
Nobody?
You say you want to say something, Brad?
Fine.
We'll let him come up and talk.
He's got to sign in.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
This property, why y'all having so much trouble, fooling with it, because to my knowledge, it's never been surveyed. They divided it up between him and his girlfriend, whoever he lived with, measuring it off, I guess, but it's never been surveyed. Hunter Lane was put down in the middle of the property to get to either side that they want. And the low spot that they're talking about will have 6 foot of water on it if it has a 10-inch rain. And to me, if he sold a piece of property today, that's news to me. And that piece of property there will go in the water. We got enough water around there now. If he sells lots to build houses or whatever now, that's much more water that we're gonna have around us when the flood comes, or a big rain comes, or a hurricane comes. At the barn right there, there'll be 2 foot of water there when a hurricane comes, or 10, 12-inch rain comes. So Hunter Lane could go to each property, from what I'm seeing, them trying to do, if they each would give up a piece of property on the side of it, to go to where they want to go. I've been living back there for 40 years, and the road, if they would, him and her would get together and give each a piece of property, they could go down Hunter Lane and get to where they want to go. And that they could go all the way to the back with that piece off of Hunter Lane. And that's all I've got.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Anyone? Yeah, I'm gonna let you rebut after everybody. You're the owner of the land, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. All right. I'm closing public comment period.
What I'm doing is a final partition, a final division of property with Chris Cooper. We had divided our houses. We had 2 houses. I sold mine today. And this is 2 separate pieces of property. She has, in order to divide it equally, she has 1/2 of this property, and I have the other half of the property. She has 100-foot frontage for the half that she had chosen. The other half has only 75 foot of road frontage, and that's why I'm requesting a 25-foot hardship variance in order so I can have access to my half of the property that we are dividing, the final piece of property. And that's, I hope, clears things up. There's 2. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. There's only there's 1 piece of property that we're dividing almost straight down the middle. But she has 75 foot of road frontage for her half that she had chosen, and I only have 75 foot. And that's why I'm asking for a 25-foot variance, so I won't be landlocked, so I'll be able to have that property. I have family that I'd like to leave to.
Okay.
Unless there are any questions.
Were you the original owner of all these tracts up front?
Yes, I had bought Chris Cooper and I had bought 40 acres together some 15, 16 years ago.
Okay. Why were the initial ones divided up?
We'd separated, and we did a partial division of property.
Okay.
And at that time, she had chosen her property, which her houses, we had 2 houses, and she chose one property, and I chose the other property, and she still lives on her property. And
No, but
I just sold my house.
what I'm asking is, why wasn't it just split in 2 lots up from front to back? Why was it broken up to?
Well,
6 lots.
we were having problems deciding what to do with the property. She wanted a place to live, a house. I wanted a place to live, a house. There were 2 houses.
I'm just saying, because y'all divided the tracts, and now y'all created the hardship of the 75 foot. So why would?
Oh, I don't know why that.
Why wasn't it figured out in the beginning? Why are we here? Because we got 75 foot when you had all the 40 acres.
I guess I'm just not that smart, but I just didn't think. I have talked with my neighbors, my adjoining neighbors, about buying 25 foot.
The whole frontage.
It's about 400 feet.
But if you would originally split it, then you want here, here.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He's been splitting it
Right.
over the years,
Right,
and now
okay.
it's a hardship.
No,
Yeah.
sir, that was only
Created the
one
hardship.
time split.
So that one-time split,
The one-time split, spread into
I'm
1, 2, 3,
sorry,
4.
I'm sorry, I had taken, an acre out and sold it up front. Yes, sir. We had. And, also took out a family acre, I put a trailer on.
Okay.
Is that
But-
4-1A?
The 1 acre must be that B-1.
Yeah, it's about an acre. So.
Oh. That's B-1 at the front.
The other one's too big.
A2,
yeah, A1A is 2.
B2.
That's where your mobile home is?
Yes, ma'am.
A2B2. Okay, exists.
But, Chris Cooper, I've talked, you can see here in, yellow and blue, down south here, Chris, for her, this is 1/2 of the property. And this is her 100-foot, road frontage. And this is my half of the property. And I only have 75 foot, so I would be landlocked. These in color here, I talked with, my neighbors, PT, Blaine PT, and Ricky here, and neither one of them feels like they're capable or able to sell me the 25 acres that would bring me the code,
The 25
but
feet.
they don't
how much?
have any problems with,
The 25 feet, yeah.
with me having the hardship variance, 25 foot. There's plenty of room there. And I'm not gonna, as I have not Hunter Lane, or had not Hunter Lane, that's only 40 foot. I got 100-foot frontage, but I have never opened it up. And, Chris Cooper does not want to open hers up.
Okay, so you own Hunter Lane, or does
No, ma'am,
Chris Cooper own Hunter Lane?
I sold that today, but where it has a 100-foot opening there.
Uh-huh,
road
Hunter
frontage.
Lane?
Yes,
The thing
ma'am.
in red is what he
It's only 40 foot. And on this,
on the red is what
You
he
sold today.
this 100-foot
Yes, you
north,
sold Hunter Lane.
where I'm asking for the variance, that's only gonna be 40 foot at the most.
And
I'm
who
not
owns
even gonna open it up
B1?
to the 75 foot. That's just more trouble than it's worth.
Who owns B1?
B1?
B1.
Yes,
On
there you
Lake
go,
Road.
get your finger on
Right
it.
there. I mean,
Who owns that?
Ricky, and he's not here. He wasn't able to.
Okay, this is somebody you sold B1 to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Being Chris Cooper some
Okay.
time ago.
do you have anything confirming that
Sir?
they okay with the, do you have any paperwork or documentation saying that they are, you said they don't have a problem with the services?
I did from
that
Chris
has one
We got
Cooper.
one in here now.
I did from Chris Cooper. Of course, she doesn't have any problem. She wants to split this in half as much as I do, which we're not going to be able to do equally unless I get that variance.
The other person.
The other people know, Ricky's lawyer said just assume he not sign anything. I have talked with Blaine PT. I've been meaning to get over there, but I just got out of the hospital today.
So Chris Cooper also owns part of track A2A?
Yeah, that's the dividing.
Yeah, as soon as you divide it.
I thought she had that front part.
Yeah, she owns the A1A.
The south part.
But all that had been separated in a prior, which I do have paperwork, partial voluntary petition. And this is a final petition. of the property that we had owned together. And she wants the south half
This was her 100.
of the property remaining that we own together.
Okay.
And I'll take the top half.
The north half, right?
I've got to have access to it. I've got, and 25 foot is, they're not able or willing to sell me the 25 foot. Either one of my adjoining neighbors, Blaine PT or Jerry.
Okay.
And,
Let me ask Lance a question. This variance that we're given, does that allow any way, if he wants to split that back one again after this, does it allow that, any kind of split, or does it all need frontage on Ridge? I think that was one of the concerns of the neighbors down the street, was that once we give access and then they go to sell it, the next person coming in, can they split that back lot into multiple lots?
The only way that they could do it, which the way that they can do it now, would be by family partition, or they would build a subdivision, meaning that they would have to build road, curb gutter, and do all that, each lot being an acre in size. Or they can family partition it, in which they give a servitude of passage, just like they did on Hunter, and give lots to family members, to immediate family members, just like they could do it on any of these lots that are there now.
I don't have too many immediate family members left.
Right. The 75 foot would be wide enough for a road to be built and accepted by the parish?
Yes. With the curb and gutter street design, it'd have to be 50 feet. Right away.
Okay.
And the drainage concern the other guy brought up, we're not going to affect that, are we?
If they start chopping it up.
Oh, okay.
And I understand him, but our variance goes for the future, for this land. It doesn't.
Who's on it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do we hear a motion?
I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to accept the variance and reasonable use of land. Even though he has created a problem for himself, to get out of this, to make this property usable, we'll go ahead, I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and approve the 25 foot.
Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that. I think it's a reasonable use, best solution you can come up with.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
That was a really long.
Thank you very much.
Motion approved. All right, next zoning review ID 2256.12, Lot 8, 7 Oaks subdivision. First filing for Eric Amos, located on the north side of 7 Oaks Avenue, approximately 1,300 feet east of LA Highway 73. Somebody here to talk about this one?
Oh, yeah. It's got a swimming pool.
Full house.
And 900 for workshop. Correct.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Eric Amos. I'm the owner of Lot 8 and the 7 Oaks subdivision in Prairieville. It's my ambition to do an addition to my home, which will include about additional 500 square foot of living space and a 900 square foot shop that'll be adjacent to and connected to the existing building with some covered garage area and porches. I believe do you have any images of?
Yes, we do, in our package, yes,
in the
sir.
package, yes.
So, the addition that I've worked on here is going to encroach to the rear property line within 15 feet. This will maintain the existing utility servitude that exists along the rear property line. I guess the parish requirement is 20 feet, so I'm requesting a variance of 5 feet onto the rear servitude. The reason why I was, just to make the argument, was this property line is somewhat artificial compared to the actual lot that's available there. The rear property line is adjacent to a lake and some common area that's there. And the lake was modified during its construction to preserve some trees next to my neighbors. So the property line never did get corrected to follow and become near and parallel to the lake, like all the other properties in the lake. So there's a significant amount of property, about over 4,000 square foot of property that I effectively maintain and own in my backyard. So this property line it sharply skews it. Because of the existing utility servitude, though, I feel like I can make this design and keep that. We don't believe the servitude is being used, but it's not necessary for me to encroach any further than that.
I have a question. First of all, do you have a covenant there at Seven Oaks?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a covenant?
A covenant?
Yeah,
Property owners.
Property Owners Association.
Yes, a homeowners association.
Okay, and they have seen this?
Well, they've asked that we get permission from the parish before they would review the scope of work.
So they want to see what we got to say before they do anything, right?
Right.
So there's a possibility you may not be able to do this anyhow.
That's correct.
Well, the reason why it says the setback requirements, I notice it down here, it says neighborhood, they're saying 25 foot, and of course the parish says 20 foot. And right there is a 5 foot difference right there. The other thing is, you got any construction going on now?
No.
Okay. Again, this must be approved by
That's correct.
government as well as the parish. Okay.
Okay.
That's all my questions.
Any other questions? Okay, have a seat and open it up to public hearing. Anybody's got anything to say for or against this variance, please come up front and sign in. Okay, closing public hearing. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to go ahead and move that we accept as written, the shape of the lot, and from what I can tell, this won't be any closer to really, it's kind of not cutting off any neighbors' views of the lake. So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve it, but of course, he's still going to have to go through his homeowners association.
Do I hear a second? Okay. Got a motion to approve as written by Ms. Kathy Desir, second by Mr. Willie Robinson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Second zoning review ID, 2257.12, Lot 4, Vincent Oak subdivision for Kingston and Dendra Eversole, located on the south side of LA Highway 482, approximately 2,000 feet west of LA 44. Anybody here to talk about this one? Okay. Tell us what you're trying to do, please.
Good evening. My name is Kingston Eversole. I live at 40317 Highway 42 in Prairieville, Louisiana. It is directly across from the Galvez Library. We are looking to add a carport to the left, if you're facing the house standing in 42, to the left-hand side. The parish says we need 5 foot of variance. That would leave us, I'm sorry, I didn't do the math. I'm asking for 3 foot of variance to encroach 2 foot into the variance. To give the carport 24 foot to the wall, and then the overhang.
Granted, this is a carport or a garage?
A garage, I'm sorry, garage.
Two-car garage.
But it's gonna be parked in, looks like the cars are parked end to end, right?
Well, theoretically, it'll hold 4. We have 3 teenage children, and so we have 5 vehicles. And although I did not turn this in the Lance at the time, I did not have this.
Can you put it on the projector?
Yes.
Correction. Just flip it.
It 42 is taking 3/4 of our front yard. And I work at a plant. I work a lot of nights, and my wife's concerned with them adding the bike path and the sidewalks with the amount of foot traffic. And when she comes in at night, she likes to be able to close the garage, know that nobody can walk up on her. We have absolutely no foot traffic that passes in front of our house.
What type of finish are you having on the outside?
Excuse me?
Is it brick, vinyl?
No, it's hardy plank,
Hardy plank?
concrete board.
And currently, do you have any kind of carport or garage currently?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so this part that jets off into the back is all living area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It looks odd shaped, but when the house was built, it was built with a pool house. And
Okay.
so that large area in the back is actually like another bathroom, bedroom.
And is your property located in a flood zone?
No.
How much other space do you have from the other side of the house?
I asked for a driveway on that side and was denied by the DOTD. They said they will absolutely not allow any new driveways onto 42.
Yeah, that's a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
You mean you're not concerned about the 3'6" on the side of a house? On another one?
I might also ask the neighbor that adjacent to the property that we're looking to take the variance on is also here with me. Yes.
Okay.
That's lot number 5.
That's what he's asking for variance for, makes it less than 5 feet.
Well, that's 3'6", right? Yeah.
Wait, I thought the variance being requested is 1 foot 6 inches.
It is, but he's got to, that's inside the 5 foot.
So that leaves 3.5 feet.
I understand that. It's going to be 3.5 feet from the side.
From the
He's
wall.
asking for 1.
From the wall.
Wait, from the wall?
Yeah, from the wall,
From
yeah.
the wall.
See, from that, he's gonna have an overhang, so my guess he probably have a 6-inch overhang.
I think it's
So
12.
he
It'll
included
be a foot.
2 foot, something.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 feet.
Now, hang on a minute. That includes the overhang?
No, it does not. And
No.
this,
Oh,
whenever
okay.
we did it, I see now it says that it goes to the edge of the concrete, which is 3'6". So he's saying it's gonna be 12 inches, so he's gonna be, what's that?
Is that lot
It's going to
number
be
5?
a half a foot off
Yeah,
the
roughly.
property line?
Including the
No.
overhang.
Including the overhang, it's going to be a half a foot from the property
Still
line.
will be a half a foot, because if you're at 3'6" from the fence, and then
It's
And
gonna be
he's saying
2'6".
it's a 12 inch.
It's gonna be 2'6".
2 foot.
2'6".
So the variance,
2.5.
which one?
So, we're not, hang on.
Yeah.
It's gonna go now. He said he's...
With 2 foot 6
1
inches?
foot 6 is what he's requesting. Is the variance he's requesting. And now he's telling us that he's gonna be within, well, actually, most 1 foot.
So
gonna be
it's
two-
going to be 2.5 feet off the property line. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, yeah, existing concrete edge. Do you have, can I see your picture of your driveway there one more time, please, sir?
The one on the,
So the neighbor has
The
nothing.
concrete actually goes up to the fence line, to the property line. Am I correct, Mr. Ron?
I know the DOT designed you on moving that access, but what would be the thing about turning it and going around to the other side?
Because that's where the septic tank is, and I think you, unless you're standing there, you don't truly understand how close to the house it really is.
Okay.
How many vehicles do you have? 5?
Currently 5.
On the other side of this fence that we're putting on this house, 2 foot from the line, how far is it from the line to the next house?
Looks like 10, 15.
Mr. Ron, how far is your house from the property line?
Okay.
He said 25 to 30 feet.
Okay, now, there's no fence on that side?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there
There's a wood fence, or?
No, it's chain link.
Chain link, it says.
You can see it on this map. It's got an X. Got the little X's. All your vehicles.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna be one behind the other, or?
You'll be able to park 4 of them inside the carport area. It'll be front and back, front and back.
No, that's 3
Front back, front back?
That's long, that's
If
right.
you look at it, it's 42 foot
And then you
deep.
add your foot, another foot. Okay.
Be a lot of swapping of keys.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, if y'all can have them stop construction on Highway 42, I'd be happy to continue on with the way that we're going now, because it hasn't been a problem up until now.
That's above our pay grade.
Well,
But that's what I was asking on here, how much, an existing home there, so there's not anything that can be built right up against another 5 foot on the line. And technically, he can get 5 foot to the line, and then that would put you roughly between the 2 houses, 6 feet.
Now you can access that, but you got a chain link fence sitting there too. See, at completion, he's only, you're talking about another foot, 3'6" to the wall, okay? Now, add another foot to that, which is your overhang, right?
2-6.
That's 2'6", right?
Right.
Okay. Now, just 2'6" and a chain link fence right there. I'm talking about
That whole roof will drain to the neighbors.
Right. That's my point. And another point is, if you had to access that area,
Oh, yeah.
so how you gonna? I'm sorry, I got a big behindie. I can't do that.
you can't walk past 3'6".
No,
Well,
not
standard door,
3'6".
That's a
Well,
standard,
no, it's not that,
that's a
it's
standard door.
firefighting, getting trucks back there.
I'm
Now,
talking
what we're
about
saying is
this
the other
thing
side,
catches on fire.
the other
and
side-
Safety and hazard, and they have to get on the other side. They gotta knock the chain link fence down.
If I stayed within 5 foot, you're telling me a fire truck could fit in 5 foot?
We
no,
know
you
that-
have
we're not
another 5
finished.
foot on the other side of that line, that's 10 foot total.
Yeah.
What you're reducing it down to is about 6 foot total with his 5 foot. If he ever decided to build something, or he sells the house and somebody else builds something, they got up to 5 foot. So if you got both 5 foot on both sides, that's 10 foot for something to get through there. So now what we're saying is reducing that to 6 foot if that happened in the future.
Okay.
That's what we're looking at.
The unique circumstances, and I agree here, is
Yeah.
Highway 42. They're taking a chunk of his land,
Right.
and
I agree that too, and there is no, unless you're putting it on the other side, that's why I was asking if the driveway can be moved
exactly.
over there, but if you got a treatment
it's
plant,
ending up the same way.
It's
you
clearly
got a treatment plant over here.
clearly a hardship.
Right, definitely got a hardship. I don't think. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. And I do agree with the security issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got any other questions?
Could you do the overhang where it's only 6 inches instead of 12 inches? I don't know if that's gonna really make that big of a difference.
Well, the thing is, we were planning on putting a gutter up so the water wouldn't drain directly off onto his property. And so with no overhang, I have no way to put a gutter up versus,
Uh-huh.
so.
Well, let me ask you something. Where's this water gonna go? Because you just have just concrete, even with gutters, and we already gave a variance for the backyard, so where exactly is your water gonna go?
It's the same place it goes now.
Well, but right now, it's got a lot of grass there, or is this
There's-
all
that's
concrete
all
already?
I am actually taking concrete out
Okay,
to do this.
all right,
In other words, he hates grass.
okay.
And then vinyl, you know. I don't know if where 2 comes any closer, it's gonna be a condo.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about a unique circumstance. This is it.
Just gonna make it difficult on the other one there.
What's going to make it difficult?
Yep.
The rest of those people live out there too.
In fact, the highway department actually purchased the house. If you look in this picture,
Right.
the house here, the highway department purchased that house because of how close it comes to that house, and because of his driveway situation, he won't be able to actually back out without going directly onto Highway 42. Because if you look, his little turnaround is completely gone when you look at this green line going across. I know y'all, if you can't see it on here, but I could bring you up front and let you see the green line on where
I see it.
the highway department
I
is.
know what to take.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Or bought.
All right. If you have a seat, we'll open it up for public comment period. Anybody like to say anything for or against this variance, please come forward.
So this is next door neighbor there.
His neighbor don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, just come up and tell us if you're for or against it. Since you are the neighbor, it's going to be the closest to.
Yes, I'm right next time,
Okay.
and my name is Ronald Ortiz, and I got lot 5.
Okay.
And I've been having that since 1977.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to help him.
Okay. So you don't have any problems it being right next to you?
No, sir.
Okay.
No problems whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Closing public comment period. Anybody's got anything for or against the?
I'll move that we, well, it's not accept as written because it's not written right.
I think we need a
I move
2.6.
that we give him
variance.
a 2.5 variance.
Okay.
That'll cover it.
Second and covered.
Okay.
4, 5.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Yeah. Really did.
All right. Got a motion by Ms. Kathy Desir to approve with the 2.5 foot variance instead of the 1.6, 1 foot 6 inches. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. Okay. Next zoning review ID 2258.12. 0.0469 acre of the Bersaget property for Brandon Bersaget, located north side of Black Bayou Extension Road, approximately 1,400 feet east of Airline Highway. Anybody here to speak on this variance?
Okay.
Ellen Jackson with McLean and Associates, representing Mr. Brandon Bersaget. This property originally existed as 3 lots, and, 2 in the front and then that one in the back. In order for him to sell Lot A, which it includes the shop and everything, we're asking for a variance because the back part of that shop is too close to the rear property line.
And this shop already exists, right?
It already exists.
How does that change now?
Yes.
How is what?
How is that changing now with y'all splitting the lot? Would that have been too close anyway?
It's too close anyway, but
And it's on a slab, or is it
slab.
off the ground?
It's on slab.
Like when they found out if they built the shop? With permit?
No, I don't know when the shop is constructed. I guess it's been constructed probably before permits. my guess.
Okay.
It was existing. It's existing, it's existing.
Okay.
So they're trying to sell Lot 8, and that's
Right.
the problem. We're not, because you said something about subdividing 3 lots, and I'm only looking at 2.
It's original, right now it exists as 3 lots until this is approved, and it'll be 2 lots.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, the shop is on its own lot. As you can see, there's a dotted
Oh,
line.
all right.
So
Now I'm
you can
understanding.
see 0.469 acres, 0.455, and 0.279.
Okay, because in this map, you do have it drawn in advance to being approved.
Because I knew what I was doing on this one, the other one was unexpected.
All right, say that again, Lance.
There's 3 tracks. There's a track that's 0.469 acres. That's the back part that the shop is on now.
Okay, but where's the frontage on that one?
There's an access, my guess, an access servitude. That's how long ago it's been that lot was created.
According to the old map, it was no servitude.
It was just created. I don't know. It was done.
So there's no access to it? I mean, I don't see it on here. It would have had it on here.
It would have had it on there, but this lot has been in existence forever, and it's the same owner, and it's just, they didn't have a...
They didn't care.
They didn't need an access because they owned it all.
Okay.
But, yeah.
They didn't care.
Don't think ahead, huh? All right.
I can walk back to the ship.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Okay. Any questions? All right, have a seat. We'll open it up for public hearing. Anybody's got anything for or against this zoning review ID? Please come forward. All right, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve as written.
Right. I'll second.
All right. Got a motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Mr. Bill Lee, to approve as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Second, next zoning review ID, our last one tonight. Zoning review ID 2260.12, lot 22 of Plantation Creek subdivision for Stacy Shazin, located on north side of Afton Oaks, approximately 150 East Plantation Creek Drive. That was a hard one.
You did it well.
2 north sides. I'm glad to say there's 2 north sides for this.
Good evening. I'm Stacy Chasson, and I live at 37174 Afton Court. And I am here tonight to ask for a variance of 5 feet. I am trying to improve my property and put in an outdoor kitchen and a pool. And so I need a variance to do that. So I'd like to own the property.
All right. Start on the front. Back. What part needs the service?
Rear.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's this
And
25
you had
feet?
an architect and a draft person, and nobody caught this?
Nobody has. That's great.
We did some last-minute editing. We actually went out beforehand, and then I added a few things, and obviously I was told that the dimensions didn't change, but they did. And I would like to keep it on that side of the property because I want to put in a swimming pool and keep it where all the windows are, so I can kind of keep an eye out on that. But I can't back the kitchen up any more closer to the house because of fire. So,
So it was originally on the map 20 feet,
yes,
and you're coming in at 15 feet?
yes.
After they poured it.
And has the concrete already been poured or not?
No, ma'am.
I'll just pour formed.
It's been formed and the plumbing's in.
Don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
According to the drawing, there's a significant amount of land that would allow building without a variance.
All right. Any questions?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Chairman. I've read over this a little bit more in detail, and one thing that kind of threw a flag up for me was that according to the drawings, there's a significant amount of land that would allow a building without a variance. Okay. Now, are you saying the drawings were wrong as well?
The drawings, well, when I first got it back from the architect, he told me it was in the build line, and so that's where I was going from. No, the drawings are correct. I think that's the drawings correct.
And behind you is another home, correct?
Yes, Mr. Ken Leary. I've spoken to twice, yes.
Okay.
Nothing back on the letters?
I've spoken to Mr. Ken on the backside. He was fine. He was not going to come tonight. He didn't have any concerns. I'm still, there's a servitude. The servitude runs between me and Mr. Ken, and I'm still 7.5 feet even from the servitude.
Okay.
And then I have the drainage ditch in my yard, so he's not concerned. The restrictions in the neighborhood is to, if we build anything back there, it has to look exactly like our home, same brick, architectural shingles, all that.
Okay.
That is noted in the.
Another question I was going to
Yes,
ask you.
so it is brick, same brick as my home, architectural shingles, gas lanterns.
I noticed it's only 10 foot from the house. Why wouldn't you tie it into the house?
Fire protection.
Well, no, I mean tie it into the house.
Oh.
Roof line, I didn't want to deal with a roof line situation.
Yeah, I mean just do an addition.
And I want access to come around the side, with the swimming pool and the kids. I'd rather them walking. I don't want them, I want some space there between the house and the. I also took the plans to the executive board of our neighborhood association, and they were fine with the plans.
Provided we gave the variance, right?
Yeah. That's what they said. I have to get the variance from you, but they're fine with it.
Okay, and this 5 foot, you've taken into account any overhang you're going to have?
I think that is, yes. Yes.
Did?
I have one of these, and it's separated, and after you get your appraisal, you'll wish it was connected. That's the only thing I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yes, because they can't find comps of for that. And if it's connected to the house, it's considered square footage on your house.
Square footage, yes.
It increases your square footage of your house, which they have comps on bigger houses.
That's right.
Okay.
So yeah, that was.
I've gone that pros and cons route.
Mine's too far though, from more than 10 feet.
It's like half a mile.
Not half a mile. Okay. Any questions?
I have none, sir.
Okay. Have a seat. We'll open up the public hearing. Anybody has anything for or against this variance? Please come forward.
Okay, my name is Paul Cook. I'm the neighbor to the right of Stacy, and I'm also the contractor.
Yeah.
And
that's a game.
So you're the one,
And the way this originally went, you know, I personally went out and took measurements from property line to home and all, and gave to her landscape architect, and he drew up drawings and all for it. We took them to a drafts person, and he took the drawings that the architect made and turned it into a working drawing for permitting purposes. We've got that, and I commenced the building. We formed it up. The 10 foot from the house which shows on the drawing, never thinking to check from the rear. We got the plumbing inspection. We were getting ready to pour the concrete, and our building official come out there, and he said he actually made a check, and it come up like 16 foot. You know, so that's where we stand. You know.
I would definitely thank that building inspector for finding it before the slab. Lance, way to go on the building department this time.
Oh, no.
No, he stopped.
No, usually we get it, they don't check it until after the slab's poured.
Usually, they say it's supposed to catch it before the plumbing, you know. Or the plumbing inspector would do it, but, you know, but, like I said, I live next door to her. I built Ken Leary's house. We built the homes we built 10 in the subdivision, so, you know, we're very familiar with all the restrictions and all and the covenants. The yards are rather small, and I guess that was an error in there made by architect, a draft person, and all, but.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? All right, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to go ahead and make a motion on this as well, to as written. I think it's going to be within.
Okay. Second. Got a motion by Mr. Jim Cecil to approve as written. Second by Mr. Willie Robinson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion passed. All right. I think we do have one thing of old business. Lindsay, you want to inform them of the old business?
Well, you caught her off guard now.
Surprise.
Or do we need to go into executive session? Okay.
Couple who wanted to operate the building as hair salon. So in that one instance, they will be able to use the property for commercial purpose. But when they cease using the property for that particular purpose, so that, residential will be able to use that.
We heard you though. We heard you.
That was off the record.
Nobody else heard you, but we heard you.
But they're not using this for residential, though. None whatsoever. They're not going to live there, or they're going to become an apartment.
Once that business is done.
And they're not gonna lease out
Correct.
the second floor or
Lindsay,
anything like that?
Once they move out or they close that business, it still goes back to residential, correct?
Forever, okay.
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 All right. I was excited. I don't think we ever had old business. All right. New business. Any new business? Nope. So I hear a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Jim, motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Mr. Willie Robinson to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
We are adjourned.